Oh man, pure red, Bitcoin dumping. All Elon Musk's fault, as they say. That's not the case, and I'm gonna explain why. Made a nice video yesterday that goes a bit more long term. Today we are going to look at long term, but just want to update you guys, give you a quick update. We are active in the Telegram. We were speaking about this, but I just want to make a small update so you guys can hear a few things. And be sure to join the Telegram. Link is in the description. Free to join. Great community. Always talking about alts, sharing ideas, and I'm always there to hold your hand when something is going down. Right? So it's all good. We're gonna cover some stuff here on the chart. Let me mute that and just have a look at what Bitcoin is doing and what I think. How low can Bitcoin go this cycle? And yeah, let's get straight into this video. And first of all, I want to say we did hit our perfect target here to get the bounce, right? And I was saying this wick here would be a perfect target, and we can see if I was to probably just draw a line going straight across that wick, we did tap it perfectly, and that's why we got this bounce. I was sleeping during that time, so couldn't catch that, but that's where the bounce is coming off. I'm sure it's bouncing off some moving average as well on top of that. But guys, this is not good. This is not good, guys. This is not good at all. Yeah, we're getting the bounce. How high do I think the bounce can go? Really? 45.6 we can roll over, or the bounce can even pop up here to like 49,000. But we're in a clear downtrend, guys, and I think we are going lower. So let's start talking about some targets, and I want to actually go to the monthly. All right. And the reason why is because I trade, as you guys know, not using indicators. I use price action, right? And if you're going to go to the monthly time frame, you're closing the monthly with a weak bearish candle, all right? A weak bearish candle. And, when people tell me that, all right, this is bullish because the price got bought up, guys, understand, look how much the price had to go down. The price dropped from top to bottom, all right? If you look there on 18,000 points, right? But the price went up on a closing basis 10,000 points. So actually, Doji is bearish because the selling pressure was more, then it got bought and it was neutral. But look how much the selling pressure, because the price sold from here to here. So, what I always tell people with these type of candles is erase them. Imagine they never happened. But what's important is the low of this candle. It's very important is the low of this candle, because if that's broken, you can see monthly lows are never broken on an uptrend, right? It's how candles work. You can see rising lows, rising lows, rising lows. Oops, broken, right? Where's our next levels of support when that low is broken? Well, our next levels of support would have been here at 45,000. Isn't that interesting? Because that was our last level that Bitcoin had to hold on the lower time frames. Now, lower time frames lead into higher time frames. So what does that mean? Well, if the 45,000 level is now being invalidated by the daily, by the weekly, I believe so as well. And I'm just gonna double check that before we deep. Yep. So weekly closure, the weekly closure did actually close above 45,000, which is interesting. All right, which is quite interesting. But since we already took out the low, it's kind of telling me, and I am looking for more downside. But lower time frames, daily and below, yeah, we're closing below 45,000, and I think that does lead into the weekly, right? And if you go here and we go back on the monthly, where's our next level of support on a monthly time frame, right? We could bounce anywhere between, but looking only at the monthly time frame, our next level support is here at 33,000. Now, isn't that interesting? Because what is 33,000? Well, if we go in the lower time frames and have a look at where 33,000 is, what do you know? 33,000 is actually, let's go on a weekly, 33,000 is actually just around the bottom of where our last support was here. See, 32 to 33,000 is exactly at the bottom of where our last support was. So, we do have the possibility to come down there, and that is literally the last point that Bitcoin has to bounce, right? Can it bounce before? Yes, that's definitely a possibility, but it has, that's its last support. If it starts breaking that, we are confirmed a bear market. Do I think that's happening? No. You guys should check out my last video where I do talk about why I don't think we've reached the top, but why I think we're doing something like in 2013, where we go, sideways for a while before, kicking off. So what I do think happens here is, do I think we get as low as 32,000? I think that's a possibility. Do I think it will happen, looking at the correction from top to bottom? What are we in already? 35. Normally we see 50%. So where's 50%? Yeah, I think that 33 is not out of the question. Going on a daily time frame, where do we have clear level of support is all between this area. The longer Bitcoin goes sideways and can hold, basically I like this area at like 35,000, So I think our next target is definitely coming down here to 40,000 for sure. And then next 39,000 we're coming down. So after we play out this bounce, of course, but especially if we close today, below 44,871, you see immediate continuation. And I do think we come and trade down below. Now, I was seeing yesterday that on Twitter, people were posting that Bitcoin on the weekly closed below the 21 moving average. And I want to just see how that looks. And for me, it's not closing below. It closed, they said it closed above, but for me, it closed below the 21. And I think that's pretty clear. And I'm going to go off my charts. Why? Because my charts, if I check another, yeah, it's closing below. Because if you look here at 2017, we never closed below, right? We never closed below. And today we're closing below. Very scary, guys. And that's why I'm telling you these lower targets are more likely to happen. But what is interesting, guys? The interesting thing is that if I go here on the BLX chart, and guess where I'm going to go? Well, you guessed it, I'm going to go to 2013. And what happened in 2013? Well, we saw something of very similar context, right? So here we are in 2013. What happens? We get the closure below, a quick wick down, right? We get a huge selling pressure, scare everyone, think that the bear market is over. Everyone is saying it's not a confirmed bear market till we close below 21. Well, actually, you're wrong. It's not a confirmed bear market before we close below that 32,000. Then we're confirmed. But look, we get that wick below, scares everyone. We close above range, go sideways. This whole accumulation is 6 months before having one of the most parabolic moves you've seen. Boom, 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 straight green candles up. So I do think we do some of that sideways and some of that, wow. So I do think we do, since that signal is playing off and, we are, when does this, yeah, the weekly, since that's playing off, I do think that can happen. I do think we play sideways, and I'm going to draw what I think is going to happen is you're going to get some of this, just something like that. And I drew this yesterday. It's going to be like a wick down, accumulate in these areas. It gets super boring, pop up, come down, and then you're going to play the signal, right? And then it's going to continue up and onwards. And I really think that's what's going to happen, right? So let's jump down to the lower time frame analysis now. All right, so that's where I'm playing off, Bitcoin next area to come, 40,000, right? I think that's in the question. Then after that, 39, 38, 35, we will take it day by day. I'll keep giving you targets, but we're in a downtrend, guys. And these lower targets are looking like they want to get hit. Not to also say, remember, guys, when we were trending on the upside, I was saying when we had these parabolic moves, we were like, Bitcoin is closing the daily above the topside Bollinger Band. This means more continuation. Well, if I bring the Bollinger Bands up, Bitcoin is now no more closing the daily above the topside Bollinger Band. We're closing below the bottom side Bollinger Band. So back here when we used to say Bitcoin closing above, even on the weekly time frame, we were seeing this, this I don't think will reach it because of the parabolic move. But now on the daily, we're trending below the bottom side Bollinger Band, which means it's in an expansive phase, right? It's going to start expanding the bottom side Bollinger Band. And this is obviously bearish. So we're having downside movement, I do think, right? And I do think we're going to come lower, definitely 39,000, not out of the question. But on the lower time frames, I do expect us to have this bounce here. And I explained how high that bounce can go. And, looking at the 1 hour at the moment, we're coming up to soon. If we take out this wick right now, if that wick gets broken, I won't classify that as broken, Yeah, we can pop up here to 46, but essentially I'm looking that to roll over. Just looking at CMEs quickly, we have a gap up here. You know, do I think that this gap will be filled? Well, I'm not sure, to be honest, guys. I don't have a strong opinion on that at the moment. I really don't. But yeah, looking at CMEs as well, also very bearish. CMEs opened the daily very trading very low prices. But you know, with that being said, that's what I'm looking at Bitcoin, not the picture of health and fitness. I think the rest of the market will also struggle with the alts as well when Bitcoin takes its second legs down. But with that being said, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.